Be like 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right, we don't start with like we be like what?
1 to 2.
That's so funny.
Hey, teacher man.
What's up? How you doing?
Back. Oh, Ronnie.
What's up?
Hey, teacher man, what's going on?
I'm good. I'm good. I was watching Moesha. I don't know.
Oh,
Mo to the.
Yeah.
To the. I started that the other day and fell asleep. I hadn't seen Moesha since it was like on, but that was definitely the show.
Yeah. Oh, Ronnie, stay with us. Don't leave yet.
Yeah.
But so teacher man, we're talking about Black male educators and why it's important to have you guys in our schools, not only represented for the culture, but also changing the stigma that people have about education. So can you tell us about what inspired you to go into education?
It wasn't like something I wanted to do since I was little. I athlete. I played football growing up. Played football high school through college, and then when that fell through, my mentor DeVal, he was, you got to figure something out. This internship opportunity for you, where we was a counselor to, like, I hate the term at-risk youth, but that's what they called it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it. I was working with 2nd and 3rd grade, and I was in the classroom, and I was like, I'm doing what the teacher's doing, really. I'm doing their job, really. I'm going in the classroom. I'm working with the kids. I'm building a relationship with them. I'm checking homework. So I went, and I was also coaching football at the time as well. And I went and joined the teaching fellows. I got in. It just took off from there. At first, I was like, I'm going to be a math teacher, reach kids. And then I teach in an alternative school where, like, I've came across students that are in and out system, locked up, and left back 3 or 4 times, kicked out of most of them out of schools, and a lot of them. I teach in the highest poverty rate in New York, in the Bronx. So a lot of people do a lot. So it became more than just teaching math at its on. And I wanted to it went from educating them about math to just giving them life skills to be successful. Because it's good that, they have content knowledge, but when they leave my classroom, went through that. And then they may not have a teacher that hard them as I did. So I wanted to give them skills, equipped to be successful in life, because that's what it's really about.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. It's the whole idea of teaching to the whole child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like what I've been noticing, like Tiffany and I talk about on the gram, you see educators not only using like their own education in the field of education to inspire, but they also use it to build platforms to earn more income. So when we talk about creating a legacy, like, the Black legacy and building Black wealth, how are you finding ways to empower yourself, right? Because a lot of people think that, teachers, they don't get paid a lot and blah, 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 blah.
I actually tutor outside of teaching. So I use my platform, to build clients. And then all the other stuff is going to come soon, the endorsements and the brand ambassador when it's time to come. But at this time, I want to also show teachers, like, just because we don't get, that's one thing. It's not that we don't get paid enough, it's that I feel like teachers outwork their salary. Like, a lot of the stuff we do isn't included in our paycheck. Like grading papers, lesson planning at home or before school. Anytime you do it, we're not getting paid for that.
Right.
Also reaching out to parents, at certain after school, anything after school that we do towards work, we're not getting paid for that. So a lot of that money is lost. And like other careers, CEOs or policemen, they bank on overtime. We can't do that. We get so much per session. After school is probably like 2 hours. So we can.
And people want to say like, but y'all get the summers off, And it's like, I hate to hear that.
Like teachers are like athletes. Athletes have season and off season, right?
Yeah.
Athletes don't get paid in off season. They like NFL players, NBA players, they get game checks. Once the season is over, they don't get paid anymore. But in the off season, when they're not getting paid, they still got to prepare for the next season, and that's what we do. Like in the summertime, we don't get paid, but we're preparing for the next school, whether it be mentally, you know, or just through your work where you just maybe lesson planning one day, every day, or whatever. We're still preparing ourselves mentally or physically for the new school year.
Absolutely.
Like those professional developments that they got us seeing virtually.
All day.
Killing me. Oh, let me tell you. Let me tell you. So I was in this professional development today for technology, right? Here's the irony. It's all virtual. He's trying to teach us how to use he's trying to teach us how to use technology to leverage our lessons and whatnot in this virtual world. He couldn't even get the Zoom started.
That's what I'm saying.
Then once the Zoom got started, he kept like not being able to like create the link that we were supposed to go into like the little break rooms. Yeah. And so all I could think in my head is how much did they pay this man?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, because I'm feeling some type of way because he didn't look like us. You know.
He get a check. And that's why people be like, oh, jobs. Like, nah, like a lot of this is bullshit. Like a lot of the like the professional development, it's just for them to get a check and to fill out professional. That's all it really is. So until it's more meaningful, then it is such. But it's really not, and it's kind of like built-in intelligence. Because they show our own. They show enough stuff that we can go on YouTube and figure out in 5 minutes.
I know that's true. Right.
And it seems like it's even worse virtually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we all kind of dread like that coming back and that PD. And depending on like what district or where you're at, like some people have like, oh, we just got 3 days of PD. Some people have 2 weeks, you know, and sometimes that 2 weeks be like, woo.
Yeah, it's drag.
You know, so for it to be virtually, it's hard, you know, sitting in front of this computer screen. Yeah. And, you know, it's tough, like even just staying awake.
Right. So, what I wanted to like ask is, what was your most memorable moment? Like a moment of where you feel like I belong here and I'm making the greatest impact. Like, was it a certain student? Was it something a kid told you? An experience with a parent? Because I love hearing these kind of stories, y'all. These are inspirational stories of education. It
kind of started during remote learning, during this whole pandemic, where I guess kids got to sit home and really think about, like, damn, he really, like, when they get to really, because a lot of my students I had for 3 or 4 years. So I've also been able to sit back and see the growth where students will come like, thank you so much for everything you've done. Please don't change, you know. And I took the type of population I teach all the time. Like, why do you come back? You know, why do you come back? You belong here. They tell me that. And I'll be like, it's not, I lived out my dream already. It's about y'all, you know. And I feel better if I could take you from this rather what type of teacher they have, because it needs someone to fall in line. But we're here. I started here, and I got kid up to here. Some of my kids graduated high school, you know. So that's a accomplishment to me. And one student was like, you know, even though you failed me, like I understand why I messed up, and you know, I need to do better, and I could work on this. And if only kids that really rock with you would tell you that. Yeah. Oh, you feel me, man? F you, you know, get you. I deal with kids at 14, 15, and 16. They'll tell you, you know, they'll tell you their peace of mind. Did that, like, you know what? You did what you could do for me, and I messed up. You know, and I'm gonna make better. I'm gonna do better in high school, or you know, the next time. That right there really shows that a kid is you know, he's grown. You know, yes. They'll be able to accept accountability. As a man, biggest thing is what's going on now. Lane's Mega Stallion, where you know that. Wow. You know, dude tried to and you know, he's nowhere to be found. But 3 months ago, it was on quarantine radio. You know, he wasn't able to. You know, and that's the biggest. You know, I want to raise young men. Like, I messed up. That's my bad. You know, I'm gonna do better, and I'm not gonna show you that like the passing test score or how you did in the state exam. That is key. Yes. Right. And so like one last thing, we gotta read through the little, the comments, y'all. We don't want to neglect y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. So 2 weeks, what? Yes. This is how they doing us in Detroit. 2 weeks of professional development. That's you prep, because they got us in there like this, y'all. When do y'all start school? Y'all started school already? Well, we started school
September 8th. Okay. The day after Labor Day.
Okay.
The kids come back, but we actually this week we started with our professional development,
Yeah.
and it's all virtual. I actually went to the school. I'm in my classroom, so I'm kind of like doing professional development, trying to figure out how I'm going to. I'm actually returning in school, so face to face. So just kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to set my classroom up. I'm in there with the measuring tape, like, all right, this table to this table, you know, like just trying to figure all that out. So
wow. So they didn't at least put stickers down for y'all, like, you know, stickers on the placement of the desk.
no, because actually everyone's classroom is different. So like some people have desks, some people. I always had tables, so like I always you know set my students up to work with as a group, you know, and so we have tables, we have groups. And so yeah, just kind of trying to figure out how that's gonna go. But yeah.
I mean,
so one last question.
Yeah.
So as they talk about all of this social emotional learning, cultural responsive classrooms, right? And as you know, Black educators, I feel like we already try to create a culturally responsive classroom, right?
Right. Correct.
So how are you able to take the curriculum where it's all watered down, right? The kids are reading texts and literature that they're not interested in. How are you able to create that culturally responsive classroom when we have so many, you know, boundaries on what we can do with the curriculum?
So I look at a lesson. It's kind of easier with math to do it with middle school, elementary, high school. So I will look at a lesson, and let's say we're doing equations, right? And we're going to create a table and graph. So I would just take that into a situation and be like, okay, I use a student named Keyshawn Fisher's going, he wants to save up for a pair of Timberlands. We in New York City, we wear Timbs in the wintertime, right? And that's what we do.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I heard that y'all got like baby Timbs, and like under the Timbs as like socks y'all wear. So when you take off your Tim, it's like a baby Tim. All right, let me stop. Okay.
So I was like, all right, Tim's $200, he has $20. How many weeks does he have to save up to make enough money to buy the Timberlands? And then table, and then using that to create a graph, and boom, that's it. And they're like, oh, okay, you're going to Jimmy Jazz, go get some Timbs, all right, and they're interested in it. And then when they come in, I got the music, you know, I got Apple Music, clean version, whatever you want to play. I'm tapped into the music too that they listen to, so it makes it even easier.
Tap in.
I do the instrumentals though, so I do the instrumentals. So, you know, I have the little ones, and they know, you know, they'll sing a little bit of it. But
play that kids bop.
No, I don't play kids. Kids bop be a little, but you know what? Sometimes they enjoy it. I have played kids bop, but you know, I try to keep up with what they listen to too, and they'll tell me. You know.
What age group do you deal with?
I teach first grade, so I taught kindergarten and first grade, and so yeah, they're a little too little for some of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I use it to my leverage. I embrace the rappers, like I know a lot of rappers, so I try to get them to come in and talk to the kids because they won't, like, they would hear something, but they would see like a rapper and they say the same thing we say, and they're like, oh my God, that's so like great. Like, so I kind of just use their mouthpiece to delay my message. So like I had a producer on tour with the baby. You know, he came in, he showed them videos of the tour life. You know, living. He took off his chain, let them wear it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Their life. You know, we had a rapper in our school. He gave him emails to like Lil Tecca, A Boogie, to contact him. He said, if you come to this group every week, I'll give you an email every week to a rapper. You can work with them. He took him to the studio, and like once he started doing that kid was way more invested in school. He just graduated. So I just try to keep these kids, you know, in school.
Yeah, like I remember when I was teaching middle school, ELA for the summer. And this was when Nicki Minaj, you know, was popping. You know, she was just not coming out. And so I was trying to like be creative, like, okay, how can I take? Because I love the song. It was Your Love, like Your Love, Your Love. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
But like that was a little bop. So
yeah,
I played the clean version because at that time I was teaching about figurative language, like similes, metaphors, onomatopoeias. And so when I played the track after teaching these different figurative languages, I had the kids listen to it, and they had to write down, like we had like a little chart, like when you heard a simile, write down a simile, or when she said a metaphor. But I taught them that, hey, y'all love rap music, y'all love hip hop, and understand that they're lyricists. Like they really are good at English and being able to take those words and put them together. So when they listen, now it's like a connection. Okay, so now I want to learn about a simile. And now when I listen to music, I can say, oh, like she just, had a metaphor or whatnot. So making that connection is key.
And with the younger ones, it's rhyming, like I always do the rhyming and like allowing them to like generate rhymes too. Cause it's like, okay, you want to be a rapper? Like, this is what it is. Like, and we'll do Freestyle Friday or we'll, whatever it takes to really get them engaged. So, and music is, it's a universal language. It touches everybody, no matter what age. Like that's something they definitely can connect with.
I agree. We got to write a book about this and put this in a book. We give it
right. Yes. Speaking of music, what's the last album you bought? Last album.
Well, you can say stream.
Stream. I was gonna say stream. We ain't doing CDs no more.
Yeah.
We ain't going to the record store.
Like, no.
I like Polo G. I feel like he's a real artist.
Who?
Polo G. He's from Chicago.
Polo G. Okay.
He has a good body of work. Rod Wave. I like his music. I tap into like a lot of old school music too. Like before I go to sleep, I listen to a lot of 90s R&B, Josie, New Jack Swing. I
love New Jack Swing.
I tap in all the way back there.
Yeah.
To the new wave with the R&B. It depends on what mood I'm in, but
correct.
I like Rod Wave, Polo G, Money Man. I don't know if you ever heard.
I love Money Man. Oh no, yeah. Wait, I like Money Man.
I'll be
so what you listening to, Candace? What you listening to right now?
All right, y'all. So I'm stuck in the 90s. So I listen to a lot of 90s R&B, 90s hip hop, Bad Boy. But as far as like current, I listen to what's on the radio. Like I don't even know Nas' new album.
Right.
I didn't came out Saturday.
I didn't know.
Yeah, but I'm already hearing about it. Like I found out about it because I came over and he was like, "Oh, listen to the song,"
Yeah. I mean, I like music, so like I'm always kind of like, I like rap, but I'm across the board. I'm old school at heart, so I really love like just old school. But I also I try to keep up with the kids' music. Right now, as far as like rap, I like Larry June. I don't know if anybody listens to him.
Who?
Larry June. Look him up. He's pretty cool. So I like Larry June. I like
J. Cole.
I like J. Cole. I like J. Cole. I listen to as far as I love R&B, so I like Brett Fayez. I like Sir. People like that. So I don't know. I think music is really a great thing to connect with the kids. And sometimes I'll get in my 90s in class, and I was playing Erykah Badu one day, and they was like, "Why are you playing this granny music?" And that was my last class. They like to turn up all the time, but my class before that, they really, really love to listen to. I used to play Anita Baker, and they be like, "My grandma listens to this. This is my jam." So it just kind of depends on the kids.
Someone will pick it.
Yeah, so we have to introduce our children. Everybody out there, we got to introduce our children to music other than what we hear on the radio, like all of that high energy music, because even growing up, right, we were introduced to the old school. My mother be playing Anita Baker or Motown, so I try to put my kids up on game, you gotta be a little well-rounded.
Yeah.
Well, Teacher Man, it was a pleasure having you,
totally.
kicking it with us and talking.
Yeah, we gotta do this again.
Yeah. So now you're from New York. What borough are you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, East New York. But I teach in the
New York, 82, first Pumas, navy blue. You know that AZ?
Yeah, I listen to the firm. I like them.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been on for an hour and a half, y'all.
We've been on for a while. Yeah. We was gonna bring Ronnie back in. He's still in there.
Is Ronnie still in there?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Teacher Man, thank you. I'll follow you on the gram.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the gram.
Thank you. And
all right.
Appreciate you having.
Thank you for coming in.
Bye. That was nice.